What? Friday? What? Friday morning. It is March the 29th. It's also almost April. What is happening here? Good morning to you. Good morning. This is Coffee Talk. We get together 7 days a week in the mornings, chat about what's going on in weather, raising our cups, and doing the dang thing. How you doing, friends? How you doing? Let's take a live look outside. This is gorgeous, isn't it? Port Canaveral. We're over at Rusty's. Got a cruise ship there on the right. Got a couple of other ships there on the left. Birds are chirping. This is one camera I really wish we had audio, just so we could sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. You know what I mean? I don't know. This is one of those places I just kind of wish I was there all the time. I lived in West Palm for a couple of years doing the TV thing, and all I could think of is how I just loved that life. All right, first morning live Doppler radar. Nothing to see there, but look at these temperatures. Woke up to my kids complaining that it was chilly outside. And it kind of is, right? 59 degrees in Orlando. It's 55 degrees in Leesburg. But Marion County, y'all okay up there? 46 degrees our live temperature there in Ocala. 52 outside in Palm Coast and 57 for us in Melbourne. So it's lovely out. It's a little chilly. It's going to be a beautiful day, though. Look at that bright sunshine. 68 degrees our 11 o'clock temperature. So there's a pretty quick climb there. And then we'll make it into the low and eventually mid-70s this afternoon. I mean, that's beautiful. Average high temperature, 81. Is that right? We may have to retweak. So I'm just checking this because there's a reason. Because I've got the average high temperature for the 1st of April at 80 degrees. So if that's no longer the case, I need to change that. 329. MCO, stand by. I'm just making, yeah, look at that. Okay, so our average high temperature needs to be adjusted. April 01. Average high temperature is 81. Yeah, so that April almanac graphic needs to change. Remind me toward, like 8:25 so that I can update that. At any rate, it's beautiful today. We look at our almanac versus our forecast and low average. But this more and more is a rare event because we're getting into April. And then after April is May. Looking ahead to the weekend, we've got a gorgeous setup for Easter weekend. High temperatures in the lower 80s. That's about where we should be this time of year. Beautiful sunshine, not concerned with rainfall. It's just lovely weather. But remember how I said that that's more and more of a rare event? Take a look, okay? Because by next week, well, the temperatures just keep climbing. We're not done. Right? 86 on Monday. High temperature. Not looking at a record, but still hot. 88 degrees on Tuesday. 85 degrees on Wednesday. My pool is still heated. I will be utilizing said pool not only next week, but this weekend as well. So yeah, as Janice says, warming up. It is indeed. Taylor says, please don't. As long as you understand that I have no control over this. As long as you know that. Do you? Do you know that? I hope you do. All right, so it's beautiful. But perhaps out of the entire forecast that we're looking ahead to, perhaps the most important part of it is going to be Easter Sunday, right? It's looking great. 50s in the morning, nice and cool start. Lower 80s, midday into the afternoon, nice and warm. And then evening, nice and comfortable. So we really do have a lovely forecast coming up ahead, right? Right? Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's true. And then, of course, for those space nerds, we were talking about this yesterday. I didn't head out because I just kind of figured that the weather was going to be rough. It ended up being that there was like a technical issue as well. But for the space nerds trying to see the Delta IV Heavy, the very final time this puppy goes up, 90% chance of good weather on Monday. Now it's 1:37. I'm doing the morning and noon show, which means I'm not going to be able to head to the Cape Canaveral Space Force Station for this. Although, man, would I love to do that just so that I can, take in the show. I can't because I have to do the work, but looks like a great launch forecast. So if you're wanting to head out to see that thing, yeah, I think you're going to be A-okay. Yeah. Taylor says, we all know you secretly control the weather. I don't know. You're magical. That's why your forecasts are always spot on. No, I think that it's just, honestly, I mean, I get the joke, right? But I do think that is a testament to how good model data is. It's not perfect, right? But model data has gotten pretty good. So speaking of that, here's kind of a look ahead. And none of this should act as a surprise, right? Lots of sunshine these next couple of days, but those temperatures do warm. Easter Sunday, 83 degrees. By Monday, 86. Yeah, Tuesday's going to be the hot one. And then Wednesday, we've got ourselves a storm system coming in. Is that Wednesday storm system a part of the cycling weather? Yes, it is. Right where and when it should be? Yes, it will be. Is it going to look exactly like it has? No, but it's another opportunity to sit back and watch, right? Wednesday, showers and thunder showers coming in, all thanks to high pressure fading. It's that high pressure that warms us up, but then into Wednesday, Thursday, we start to watch that storm system coming in. There's 2 p.m. on Wednesday, feeding in that moisture from the Gulf of Mexico, and eventually bringing in, again, a cool front, but it's not going to be like a mega cool front, right? It's going to be the kind of cool front we drop for a little bit, and then we start climbing up again because, well, temperatures are climbing, right? We're into April, and then we're into May. Summer's right around the corner. Darren's asking, where's Cam? Not here at my house. Probably at this point in time at her house. Oh, man. Chris is asking, raise your hand if you are beach body ready. Man, I don't think I've ever been beach body ready. Denise says, oh my God, just had a huge palmetto bug fly into the back door. Oh God. So, all right. Funny story about bugs. So my son Eric is getting old enough to understand when bugs are bad, and so we were at school yesterday and he was seeing those caterpillars, not the cute gonna make a butterfly kind, but the poisonous not good kind, and he was freaking out. He almost jumped in my arms, and I'm like, dude, you're 6 years old. And it's like somebody's pulling his toenails off of him. I was like, it's okay. See, I'm not freaking out, buddy? Yeah. You don't need to freak out. We'll just walk around them. Can we kill them? We just need to walk around them. But it's kind of funny. We're getting to that age where we're aware of all of this. Oh, yeah. Poor little guy. Poor little guy. Wait, bugs aren't always bad? I mean, they have all the it's a whole ecosystem. There's an ecosystem here, It's I'm not a fan personally of spiders, but they fit into the ecosystem, and we have to let them do their jobs, right? All right. This is kind of a look at the pressure map. This is getting a little weather nerdy, but you're on a Facebook, Twitter, YouTube Live that talks about weather. So if you expect something else, I think the joke's on you, right? Okay. All right. So this is the American GFS model. That orange building in, that's higher pressure for this weekend. Timestamp, by the way, if you're looking, is on the top right corner, okay? So that's 6Z, so that's early tomorrow morning. That's 12Z, so you're looking at 8 o'clock in the morning on Saturday. High pressure and control out over the Bahamas, keeping Florida gorgeous. That continues through, that's Monday morning at 8 a.m. when I'm seeing you on WESH 2 News Sunrise. I have to work early next week. So I'll be with you on Coffee Talk in the studio Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday as well, because I'm doing the morning show Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday of next week. Which means it's going to be that like disheveled mess of I'm going to go do a weather hit, and then I'm going to do a coffee talk with you, and then a weather, you know, we're going to be all over the place. Okay? So, there's that. Yeah. All right. So the weather, at least for the beginning of the week, looks good. There's that storm system at the end of the week. Okay. There's Wednesday, April 3rd, kind of coming around the 4th and the 5th, clearing on out. Yep. Now, this is an interesting one to watch, okay? Give me a second. Let me pull up off camera the old Microsoft Excel. I want to make sure I've got this correct, okay? Denise says this one got trapped in a plastic container and let back outside as I'm carrying container a mile away from my face. Yeah. Oh my God. Those things like long hair. Yeah. See, that's where, and for that, I'm out. I mean, they have their place. Don't get me wrong. All right. So what is it? It's April. What is that? April 3rd. 4/3 is going to be cycle day 33. Cycle day 33. Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay. So it's like a day or two early. But that, you know, sometimes that's the way it goes. But what that is, interestingly, and this is where it's going to be interesting to watch. This is going to be a recycle. This is going to be a, hold on, let me turn this, switch sources. This is going to be a recycle of this guy here. The kind of like panhandle, like the Louisiana, the northern Gulf into the South Florida part of the pattern, right? And this is the recycle of that. So you can kind of see the low north, and then, you know, is anything developing a low to the south? It's kind of got like that tail. So it'll be interesting to see, but it's this Gulf to Florida low, kind of northern Gulf and then South Florida low. It's that part of the pattern that's recycling around April 8th-ish. So that's, I'm just, you know, just for fun, let's kind of do some analysis. All right, so that's the American GFS. Let's switch over to the European. So you've kind of got the northern Gulf Coast, and then it's, you know, kind of deepens a little further, you know. It'll be interesting to see, but you can kind of see this like northern Gulf part, and then it kind of wants to elongate around South Florida. Canadian. This is a part of the pattern that has given South Florida some significant wind gusts, our area some pretty good heavy rains, that sort of thing. Yeah. That's the Canadian. So anyway, I'm just GFS ensemble. Yeah, nothing crazy. So, all right. So it's not going to be like a massive part of the pattern this time around, but it's this part of the pattern. And if you're kind of curious as we watch this one play out, it will recycle itself the end of May, kind of early July, and then late August. All right. And if you're wanting to learn more about our hurricane season forecast, we put it out March the 1st. It's been out for over a month now, and we will continue to observe. WESH.com/hurricane forecast. I believe Phil Klotzbach and his team at Colorado State University put their forecast out next week. Their first forecast next week. So we'll have to watch. Okay, this is mine. I'm not. Phil did share his, but I'm not. It's not my news to share until he shares it formally. So that comes out next week. But in the meantime, this is the WESH 2 hurricane season forecast, calling for 16 to 20 named storms, 8 to 10 hurricanes, and 3 to 5 major hurricanes. The big takeaway from my numbers is that of the storms that are named, we expect a higher percentage of them to become hurricanes or even major hurricanes. That's the big takeaway you should take from the numbers, okay? But in terms of all the hot spots, they're the hot spots. You can learn all about this by heading over to wesh.com/hurricane forecast. Okay, so that's kind of that. And of course, my plan will be, I need to shoot Phil an email. My plan will be to get Phil on Coffee Talk, chat about his hurricane season forecast, and then discuss kind of what, you know, his key takeaways are. He discussed that at the National Hurricane Conference here in Central Florida this week. Wrapped up with him kind of talking yesterday at lunch about it. But yeah, we'll have to chat with him, and he always gives me this database that I'll need to get. So yeah, we'll have to get that. I don't even have the promo anymore. I don't. Although for those of you that are fans of the Orlando Science Center, I taped some the Science of It segments down in Life. Stella, calm down. Hi. I taped a couple of the Science of It segments down in Life. Brian, can you predict how many will make landfall based on cycles? No. Listen, there's parts of this that you can absolutely take and run with. There's parts of it you just can't. So, yeah. Pat says over on YouTube, when I was a kid, I used to look forward to hurricanes, but as an adult, I hate them. Getting wise with age. You're right. I used to do those too. Yeah. Yukon, those segments aren't airing every week now. I miss them. What's not airing every week? They should be airing every Monday. We're taping them. They haven't aired on weekends recently, and I need to chat with the producer for the weekend shows, because yeah, we need to do that. Yep. Brooke, down at WPBF, how are ya? The Science of It. Okay, weekends. Yeah, we used to air them on the weekends, and it's just not, I don't know why. I have to chat with the producer about it. Yeah. Speaking though of weekends, y'all know we've got a big old soccer match this weekend, right? New York City FC coming to town, looking good, comfortable temperatures. It's a great weekend forecast. Easter Bunny will be hopping along happy. Are we looking good for everything? How are we doing? Are you excited? Are we excited? Should we look long range? All right, let's look at the 7-day forecast. We did kind of peek into that Wednesday storm system on the models, but I want to look even further down range. I want to see, using the BSR, kind of what else we've got coming. So there's that. All right? All right, so that's where we're at. Let me set up the BSR. Of course. Interact, sign in, I know, and then pressure anomaly. Okay, very good. All right. Interact you, bring you over here. Okay, all right. All right, BSR. This is where we start to look long range, see what's doing. All right. Let's look for storm systems, a little front. There's a decent little storm system that's coming through. That would be valid. March 18th. Hold on a second. Ironically, that's next Wednesday. So that's the next Wednesday storm system. And what I think is kind of interesting is it's that northern Gulf, and then you've got kind of this South Florida component to it, just like we've seen in past cycles. So the BSR showed that, 3 weeks ago. We just didn't look for it. Another nice little storm system coming in, perhaps north of us, next weekend, April 6th and 7th. So there's that. Maybe north of us, the energy, but there's that. That's a potent low. That's going to be a good little cold front and storm system. Although it doesn't turn our winds northwest, it's kind of southwest and then west. So it's not like it's going to throw in a massive cold front, I don't think, at the moment. The wind's kind of normalized before it gets here, but that's going to be another decent one around the 8th and the 9th. So a couple weeks from now. There's a decent little cold front as well. That one will be a good cold front. So that's valid. About the 11th, 12th may have a a decent little cold front. So a couple weeks from now. So that, I mean, mid-April, decent cold front. How cold? We're not getting into like, frigid stuff, but yeah. And then there's a decent storm system there. But again, where does it go? It's like Louisiana area. It's like the northern Gulf. And I would be willing to bet that's the 11th, 12th. If I were to look in, what I need to do is I need to take these features that we that we look at for hurricane season, and I need to cycle them through like this month and next month as well, and put them on a calendar. I need to do that. Well, you used to do it, Burris. I know, my bad. But I'd be willing to bet that one fits the pattern. And then there's that's about as far out as it's going to go. Cold front. Yeah, that's about as far as it's going to go. Now, of course, we can switch out and use model data to fill in the gaps here. Nice little South Florida low. That's like the 14th, 15th of April. High pressure building in. So based on this, like the 19th, 20th, look at a big warm-up for us. 19th, 20th, nice big warm-up for the entire peninsula. That's going to be a toasty. The 20th, 21st, 420, 421. Well, double entendre here. 420, toasty Florida. 421, toasty Florida. 421, right? What are you out east? See that? April 27th, maybe a storm system out east of us. Nice little I-10 storm system, 421 or 428, 429. Going long, super long range, it kind of gives you an idea. As long as you understand that there's limitations to it, it's not perfect, but it gives us an idea. That's all. So, by the way, a lot of you are asking about real quick, people, tell me the eclipse date so that I can pull up the cloud cover map. Global and continental. Surface. Let me see if I can pull up. Surface moisture, probability of total cloud cover, greater than 50%. When is that? When is the eclipse? Yeah. 4/8. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at a couple of different products here. 2 p.m. So this is 2 p.m. Eastern time. And what you're looking at, this is not a map I would ever show on TV. This is the probability of cloud cover greater than or equal to 50%. The problem is, if you look along the line in the path of totality, there's a lot of cloud cover there. Right? Probability of cloud cover greater than or equal to 100%. So in other words, overcast skies. And there's a significant portion of that path of totality there. The area that we may have the best weather for it is going to be up around like West Virginia, into like New York State, Vermont, these areas. That's going to be, at least for now, kind of the best spot to see, because this is the probability of total cloud cover greater than or equal to 100%. And you can see much of the path of totality is at like 20-30% chance of 100% cloud cover. You go to 90%. This is the probability of total cloud cover greater than or equal to 90%. and it's over Texas, it's over Arkansas, right? Like these are areas. 50%, you're talking about 89. So there's going to be a lot. We're looking at a lot of cloud cover. So, keep that in mind. It's unfortunately looking at a lot of cloud cover. I wish that wasn't the case. Sorry. Let's switch to the GFS. I think I can actually show you a satellite image on this. Surface precipitation. No, maybe not. Surface pressure. Simulated infrared. Actually, the infrared product doesn't go out far enough, but a lot of it does look like for the eclipse, we're looking at a lot of clouds. Oh, Debbie says it's time to remind you of something at 8:25. Yes, that's the April almanac. So let me pull that up. What we had talked about is that the averages are changing. So for the month of April, for example, our old almanac product, it's not that old, but it's, the almanac product has the average high temperature on the first day of the month is 80. It's already average of 81. It's 80, 81 and 58 is the actual temperature. So I'm updating that now. Kind of interesting though, like as we heat up, these averages change. 81, average low is 58. And then the 30th of April, let me just check that because I bet you that's changed too. It's 86 and 63. Yeah, so that has changed. 86 and 63. Save. Anyway, so that was what you were supposed to remind me to do. That way, when we air it, it's got better information. Okay. All right. 7-day forecast. It's 8:25. Thank you all for reminding me. All right. 7-day forecast. Questions, comments, concerns, everything. I did the thing. I'm teaching my kid about solar system and solar and lunar eclipses. It's great. The struggle here is, of course, going to be if there's too many clouds and we can't see it. I do have the science of it, talking about solar and talking about eclipse and kind of making your own glasses and stuff. I'll air it here on Coffee Talk a little closer to the eclipse, but there is actually a way to take a cereal box or any box that you have and view the eclipse through it. So that's kind of cool. I'll air it. We've got it. We've got it in the can. It's the science of it. We have to finish March before we deal with April, celebrating. I get you, Debbie. I'm not going to shortchange you. But also I need to make sure that as we start using those graphics these next couple of days, that the average temperature is updated because it's a moving target. Yeah. And as we get closer to the eclipse, Chris, we'll be able to look at the simulated cloud cover because that's going to be a very big thing. All right. Questions, comments, concerns, anything? Anything? We looking good for a Friday? It's going to be beautiful. I mowed my grass yesterday. My back's killing me. But man, the yard looks good. First time really getting the backyard mode of the year. So that's a beautiful thing. But everything's waking up. The pollen's going. Yeah. I have comments, just not about the weather. I know, Taylor, and I'm here for all of it. Anything else, though, about the weather? Yeah, maybe? How do I explain what lightning is to a 6-year-old? I mean, my 6-year-old thinks that, there's bowling upstairs. At this point, you could just say that when a storm gets really strong, sometimes it has this is actually what I say. We started with the bowling thing, and I kind of say to my son, when the storm is so strong and it just needs to let it out, it's kind of like when you have a big feeling. That's the thunder and the lightning. And that's all. It's just letting some of it out. So, whether or not it's great, yeah. Post eclipse trick on your page separately so we can refer back to it. Huh? Oh, I see what you're saying. The video. Yes, I will do that. Yes. Now I see what you mean. Yeah. Fortunately, we have satellites to take videos of the eclipse. Oh, yeah. And you know that I'll be posting all that stuff too. Yeah. Are you going to get your first TV boss on Coffee Talk? At some point, John, I will. I didn't reach out to him yesterday. But I will. Eventually, I will. Don't you worry. All right. All right, looks like a really great Easter weekend, my friends. Really great. Spend time with your family if you can, but just be good and enjoy this gorgeous weather. It's a little cooler. We don't have many more of these days to come. Okay. All right. Be the sunshine in someone else's day. Thank you so much for hanging out for Coffee Talk. I will see you all tomorrow morning on the air at 5 a.m. and at 8 a.m. right here on the social channels. Take care. Bye.